Howdy YouTube! Today we'll be reacting to the badly explaining the entire plot of Honkai Star Rail by Gigguk, and I'm so excited to dive into this.
Honkai Star Rail is a game from HoYoVerse and is one of their
Heck
latest
yeah.
attempts to ensure I cry myself to sleep at night for not being able to collect my favorite fictional anime characters.
You know what that makes that iconic? If you guys pick up on that, that's the freaking Guts 1997 theme from Berserk. That little snippet, that little like 2-second snippet is the Guts theme.
You may know them from the worldwide sensation Genshin Impact on my credit rating, but this is not Genshin Impact 2 or Honkai Impact 4th. This is a completely standalone game about traveling
You're telling me this isn't Genshin Impact 4th? No way.
across the universe, saving different worlds
Heck
like
yeah.
Space Canada, Space China, and Space Birmingham, featuring some of the most canonically straight women you can find in gaming.
Oh yeah.
This is a gacha game, which is a genre of game where the main
yeah.
goal is to pull for anime characters you are most physically attracted to, with an infinitesimally small chance of actually obtaining them.
And to complain on Twitter if you don't like the character that's coming out. Make sure you guys go do that. Please do not actually go do that, because like that gets incredibly wild. But I'm just saying that happens.
Personal strategy boils down to a simple flowchart, wherein if there is a new character, I can
They
respectfully
do.
refer to
Not mommy, not mommy. Yes. He's got a point. Are they a mommy or are they not a mommy? If they're a mommy, it's a must pull. If they're not a mommy, it's a depend pull, you know?
Mummy. I will violently do everything in my power to try to acquire them,
He's
only
so
to get jump
real.
scared at the sight of receiving a child.
So real.
I can assure you that the E5 Clara on my account was achieved totally against my will, and I am not trying to cosplay the protagonist from Black Bullet. But
I don't
what's the real
know.
gameplay? That is the real gameplay.
Pulling.
And yet Star Rail
Gotcha.
has tacked on an entire bonus game on top of that, where you can gather a team of people, which in my case by complete coincidence all happen to be attractive women, traveling around the
Wow,
cosmos, taking in
weird.
turns smacking each other with increasingly pretty animation, which is commonly referred to in the industry as turn-based combat.
Heck yeah.
Where I get
Oh,
all the turns.
Robin!
As you can see here, my team I've named Weeaboo Mother's Day can do what I thought was a respectable amount of damage.
There's no way that's what he calls his team. Who is it? There's no way. I mean, Kafka, Acheron, Black Swan. Okay, he might have a point here. He might have a point.
And then you log into YouTube and find out there are people hitting enemies with a goddamn phone number.
That's a lot of damage.
Did I mention this video is sponsored by Honkai Star Rail? Because this video is sponsored by Honkai Star Rail. See,
Heck
over
yeah.
the years, the Star Rail team have given me money to get addicted to their game that I immediately pay.
Ayo! Me too! Hoyo first gave me money to play Zenless Zone Zero, and here I am, more than a year later, still playing Zenless Zone Zero, and probably spending 15 times the amount that they gave me to play their game. Weird! Weird how that happens, right?
Back through in-game currency, thus creating a self-sustaining economy with more stability than the stock market in the past 5 months. But today, HoYoVerse have given me my most challenging
Heck
task
yeah.
yet. Understanding all of Honkai Star Rail. See, Honkai Star Rail
That's
has
a
one of
big
the most
task.
expansive stories featuring intergalactic wars between cosmic gods, the entire plot of Starship Troopers with Kamen Rider, and the Lovecraftian nightmare creatures known as Twitch streamers that most people don't even know about. Because in
the
order
Twitch
to access this
streamers.
information, it requires one feat that most gacha gamers are physically unable to do. Read. But as an ex-employee...
Reading comprehension low among gacha players. You heard that here. You heard that here first. I'm just saying.
The BBC with a master's in engineering, HoYoVerse can clearly see that my reading skills are unparalleled.
Heck
The potentially cutthroat cohabitation
In the beginning.
and following the release of their biggest collaboration ever with Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works that's out right now.
You know what? That's probably why they got him to do this collaboration, because it's Fate and Honkai, two of his favorite things.
I thought I'd take a page out of my Fate days and break down the entire Honkai Star Rail universe for newbies and veterans, because sometimes when you're playing the game and hear a sentence like
Jing Yuan, one of the Arbiter Generals of the Cloud Knights and the Xianzhou Alliance on the Luofu, currently looking for disciples of Sanctus
Real.
Medicus who are also
Real.
trying to revive the Ambrosian.
you might as well be speaking to me in wingdings, but today I'll explain everything like you have the IQ of March 7th, and by the end of this video you will see that Honkai Star Rail is shockingly
Savage.
uncomplicated. And I
Alright.
can assure you, this is the short version.
You always say it's the short version. Should I trust you? I don't know.
God damn it, it's another child!
God damn it. Hi.
That's right. Steve Handjobs is back, bitches. Hello
Heck
guys,
yeah.
It's been a while. Welcome to my second TED Talk where we talk about the Honkai Star Rail universe. Now before we fully dive into the story, there are a few core concepts everyone needs to know so that you can fully understand everything that's going on. Yes, I'm talking to you, dialogue skipper who lets every fight run in autoplay. I've definitely never done that myself. First and
There's no way he directly calls out the dialogue skippers right away.
foremost, we have paths. But what is a path? I'm walking a path right now. No. In Honkai Star Rail, paths are totally different. See, they are these universal philosophical concepts that anyone can believe in and practice. That was a lot of big words for the average gacha player, so let me simplify it down for you. It's how you think, dummy. Let's say a person believes in preserving and protecting life. Well, they probably believe in...
We're catching strays out here left, right, and center. All of us who are gacha players are just catching strays.
The path of preservation.
Perfect.
Get that, vegans? Oh, you hate conflict and think everyone should just get along? Well, harmony seems right up your alley. That's right. Paths are to weebs in the Star Rail universe what astrology is to white women. In-game, this translates to different gameplay mechanics. A preservation character, for example, probably means they have a lot of shielding and can tank a lot of damage. Abundance characters, well, there's your healers. And destruction characters, destroy.
The music is coming in.
Shit, damn, this is getting really complicated. And in the universe, anyone who practices a certain belief of any path is called a path strider. They walk that lonely road, the only road that they have ever known.
We walk the lonely
I just quoted Green Day. And in rare
walking.
cases, any one being who explores the concepts of their path in its entirety embodies the beliefs. Practices the philosophies as deeply as one can, they can ascend to become an Eon. Eons are essentially these godlike beings that completely embody one singular path. Let's take Nanook, for example. He is the Eon for the path of destruction. What does that mean? He is a hater. He is a hater on a level that no other being has ever seen. He hates everyone, everything. His hatred transcends racism, sexism, because he hates everyone equally. His path represents the belief that the creation of the universe was a mistake, so he wants to destroy everything. Once again, prove...
I mean, it is the path of destruction. If you're not the Aeon of the path of destruction who wants to destroy everything, are you doing your job right? Didn't think so.
That men would rather eradicate all life in the universe than go to therapy. Like, damn, bro, you good? Can't you just, like,
no, he ain't good.
Go to log cabin, start a podcast.
Take it out on a date.
So my wife has actually just started playing Honkai Star Rail, and I have a quote from her about her interpretation of Nanook. He's just a little hottie with a body. Yes, okay, maybe he wants to destroy a universe or two, but he's just an edgy little bad boy. Shut the fuck up and look at those pecs. Look at that emo fringe. Let me nuzzle in that yellow chest gussie.
I love Sid. I've seen Sid go on tangents and rants about love in deep space, so I knew as soon as he said she had something to say about Nanook, I knew it was gonna be good.
Now in the Star Rail universe, there are all these different factions that basically boil down to following one Eon. They see their philosophy and goes, you know what? We can make a religion out of that. Well, why don't they make a path for gooning? I bet I can be a follower for that path. Well, joke's on you, there is a path for that. It's called the path of propagation. And here is your Eon. Taziron.
Yes.
An Eon whose sole motivation is to propagate and spread themselves across the universe, which was born out of a feeling of intense loneliness. He started self-replicating so much that he started a disaster that threatened the entire universe. So much so that other Eons needed to step in and be like, bro, can you stop gooning for 5 seconds?
No.
Imagine gooning so hard you almost wipe out the entire universe in the process.
That's kind of impressive.
I wouldn't even be mad. I'd just be impressed. Honestly, knowing the Honkai Star Rail fan base, that's probably the path they'd follow.
I knew you would come.
Now, below the Eons, you have the Emanators. Now, these are people that have been acknowledged by the Eons themselves and have been given extra powerful abilities from them, which is actually a big fat fucking lie, because most of the Emanators that we've met so far have never even spoken to their bloody Eon. But don't worry about that. Because one thing you can...
Wait, they haven't spoken to their Eons yet. Honkai, you gotta tell us something out here. Hello?
To realize is that just because a specific faction follows a specific Eon, that doesn't necessarily mean the Eon actually fucks with them. Like, there are some factions who can be like, we follow the path of destruction. Nanook is our god.
They'd probably
and Nanook
destroy
can be
you.
like, Who is this man's? Why does everyone keep saying this is my man's? This isn't my man's. In summary, for all you power scalers out there, you got Eons at the top, then below them you got the Emanators,
tier list.
then below them you got the Path Striders and Factions.
This is what we can
follow
here.
Eon's beliefs. Then you multiply this by 18 because that's how many paths are currently in Honkai Star Rail. And that's where the lore of Honkai Star Rail can be a little daunting because there are so many characters, so many titles,
Guys, I must say, we're at 8 minutes into this video, and we have not touched once upon the actual story, about the events of the story that happened. We're still describing the background knowledge. I just want to say that, you know?
so many factions. But when you break it all down, it all comes down to which path does a particular character follow. Everyone and every...
I mean, you do gotta lay the foundation. That is very correct. That is a very vital part to this story. I'm just saying, the laying the foundation... There's a big chunk going on right now.
Faction has a different drive and goal based on the path they follow.
No issues,
and
though.
All of the conflict in Honkai Star Rail revolves around the opposing beliefs that each Path Strider has. Did you get all that?
Yeah.
Good. We can finally start at the beginning of the story.
Let's
Our story
go.
starts at the Herta space station, an amalgamation of a bunch of nerds who have a hard-on for the one and only Herta the goddamn genius. Philosophical hard-on, not an actual hard-on. I assume. Yes, this is one of the smartest individuals in the entire universe. A sassy lost child.
Of course.
Her puppet. You know what? We'll get back to that. Helping her run the place, you have a girl about as privileged as Sea-Dog VA.
Even Connor's catching strays out here. Okay.
With a versatile and a dignified woman whose hobbies include theater, desserts, and
fell off
the
his
Geneva
skateboard.
Convention. At the station,
Breaking the Geneva Connection. Whoa. Desserts and breaking the Geneva Convention. Yeah, those go hand in hand, right, chat?
and they research all things that piques this little shithead's curiosity. And it's here that we get introduced to the first factions that will play a massive role in the entire narrative.
He broke his
First
leg.
and foremost, you have the Nameless, which is an interesting name because constantly in the game, people can be like, hey guys, I'm Himiko, I'm a Nameless. So what's your name? Himiko. Bruh. This faction follows the Eon of Trailblaze, Akavili, which is the path that we follow.
This is what
Akavili
probably looked like. This recreation identifies
Akavili.
Perfect.
They're all about
Accurate.
traveling the universe, going on a bunch of adventures, making a bunch of friends, the Luffy of the Honkai Star Rail universe. And
Luffy?
this is our Going Merry. The
Space train
thing. The Astral Express.
The train thing, that one thing that plays a really vital part in a lot of this story that I can't remember. That thing.
I knew that. See, unlike other Eons who are too good to hang out with pathetic humans, Akavili was that cool older Uncle Eon who'd hang around with the kids and occasionally sneak them beers when nobody's watching.
Occasionally.
Which,
Perfect.
I have no idea about. They were just a chill guy. So chill, in fact, that one day they mysteriously just fucked off. Nobody knows where they went.
Oh, bye-bye.
If they're alive. It was just the ultimate Irish goodbye. Now, at the opposite end of the spectrum, you have the Antimatter Legion. Remember our favorite edgelord Eon Nanook? Well, he was so edgy that he inspired other edgelords who don't want anything other than to see the universe burn. So they just go around fucking up other people's shit in the name of Nanook, being an overall vibe killer, and conveniently show up whenever there's a Stellaron. Wait.
Weird.
What is a Stellaron? Now, come here. A little closer. Listen up. Because Stellarons are massively important throughout the entire story of Honkai Star Rail. I don't know. Look, all we're talking...
I thought we were going to get an actual explanation. I don't know why I thought I should have known better.
What is that? They're these weird, mysterious things that pop up every now and again and bring disaster wherever they appear. Nanook loves them, probably because he has a hard-on for disasters, and his other name is the Cancer of All Worlds. Which leads us right here to our wildcard faction, the Stellaron Hunters. Why are they called the Stellaron Hunters?
Mommy?
They hunt Stellarons.
Of course.
Right now, we don't exactly know why we're hunting Stellarons, but what we do know is that one of the characters is named Kafka, and it's probably the sole reason you first put money into this game. Don't lie to me. I see the date of your transaction history. What's this? I'm getting word from my producer that we actually have footage of Star Rail fans reacting to Kafka's introduction. Let's have a look.
You're telling me I'm not supposed to be barking at Kafka? Is this what I'm hearing right now? Have I been living a lie this whole time?
Ow!
Jesus Christ, guys.
I knew you would.
And they actually kicked off the events of this game because Herta, the goddamn genius Herta, thought it would be a great idea to leave a Stellaron hanging around somewhere on her station. And the game literally starts by Kafka breaking in and chest-fisting a Stellaron into an artificial body that awakens us. The
movie Gundam 00.
Yes, Kafka technically birthed us. That basically means that she is our mommy. Look, guys, I don't make the rules. That's just the way
she
it
is.
I'm just conveying to you the message HoYoverse clearly wants us all to hear. This is literally the first thing you see when you wake up. And as a newborn, our first words were... This is also where we get to meet the current Astral Express crew, which is the crew that will be staying with us throughout the entire journey. First, we have Zoomies Incarnate, March 7th.
Zoomies.
Not exactly the brightest girl. She's the type of girl who tried to solve the issue of racism by running, but that might be because she was found in this huge block of ice avatar style and has no memories of the life she lived before. So she decided to name herself after the date they found her.
But Dad, I was born in September. Why am I named...
Shut up, drunk New Year's party January 1st. Then there's Dan Hart. The brooding quiet kid who seems to have a mysterious past. I have another quote for my wife about Dan Hung.
Oh, let's go.
I tried zooming in closely, but as you can see, he is not very hung. So that was a fucking lie, but okay. He ain't no bad boy Nanook.
Sid!
Then, of course, you have the mum and dad of the Astral Express. Welt, who's actually a character for Honkai Impact 3rd, but got lost there and woke up in the wrong game. And, of course, this person, which is Himiko. But not this Himiko. This is a totally different Himiko from Honkai Impact 3rd, which is different from this Himiko, who is Himiko from Honkai Gakuen 2. And this is him.
Do they just like Himiko?
Himiko from Genshin Impact, no relation. And this, of course, is Saber. The only Saber in the Honkai universe. So far. A little bit of trivia. One of the HoYoverse founders, the Way's favorite character happens to be Misato from Evangelion. And his favorite character from every Honkai game just happens to be Himiko.
Weird.
All right, so I see what you're putting down. So
we're getting a Himiko in Zenless 0 is what I'm hearing. Can't wait. I'll be locked in when it happens.
The Stellaron stuck in us and no other memory of where we came from. What else is there to do but to join the Astral Express crew?
Beep, beep.
Because if we choose not to, the game ends there. Our first stop is Jarilo-VI, a snow world stuck in a permanent ice age called the Eternal Freeze, leaving most of its landmass uninhabited, save for a few settlements.
And where we meet Sampho.
It's Space Canada.
We love Space Canada.
Syrup. Here you can find legally distinct Joseph Joestar, legally distinct Ilya and Bazaka, and of course Zila and Bronya, who
of course
have a bit of a history. See, here they become really good friends, but not too good of friends, but just friends who bicker and fight sometimes, but they are still friends.
Okay.
Good friends. But this is unlike other incarnations in the Honkai-verse in different games, when they are also friends. They kiss. Kissy friends. But here, in Star Rail, they are just friends. Now kiss. They're just friends.
This is how I feel like when people ship like their gacha characters on Twitter. That is what I feel like. I feel like that's what people are envisioning when they're like, I ship this character with this character. Kissy friends.
The main faction you're going to find on
At Lycan and Hugo. I mean, what? Who said that? Who said that?
Jarilo-VI are the architects, who are followers of the Eon of Preservation, Klipoth. And they're all about building walls and getting other planets to pay for it. They're led by the Supreme Guardian Kokolia, who is... Her daughter is actually Bronya, and they lead the last settlement of humanity, Belobog. But Belobog has its own bog, and that's called the Underworld, which is under.
Someone just pooped their pants in here.
Of Belobog, where they stick all the poor and stinky people. I'm guessing it's mostly stinky people. Why? Fucking society, innit? And the Underworld is completely blocked off from the Overworld because...
Yeah. Why not?
Society, innit? Life is hard down here. It's dark and dirty, and people have to make ends meet by becoming miners and wandering into the great mines to find valuable resources. Somewhere, a Minecraft YouTuber is getting really excited about The
But
mines,
what?
I mean, not the miners. The main enemy types here you can
Oh.
find.
Oh. 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 More strays are being thrown. Oh. Oh.
Are vagrants.
See.
Vagrants. Vagrants.
Big
VA
grants.
Grant?
We'll just steal off the miners.
Look, life is hard down there, okay? Who cares if we steal from a miner or two? You guys are murdering us by the millions.
Iconic.
So to keep it from becoming a lawless underworld, a group called Wildfire run everything down here. And they're led by, man, I don't know what system of government.
Is he gonna do this with every single buddy we run into? They're all gonna light up with that anime wow? Surely.
They have for electing leaders down here in Jarilo-VI, but
Good taste.
I think I might be onto something.
Good
Things
taste.
are certainly not optimal for Space Canada thanks to the Eternal Freeze, but life wasn't
Space
always
Canada.
like this. See, 1,000 years before the Eternal Freeze, Jarilo-VI was a prosperous place. Intergalactic civilizations start visiting Jarilo-VI hoping to get in contact with the natives. The architects set up shop, opened a few Starbucks, and everyone lived in harmony.
Wow.
Until the Stellaron attacked. People started getting
Not the
shit. Some
Stellaron.
pieced the fuck out, fearing the calamity it could bring, and this bad bitch named Melissa Rand starts building walls and settlements because, of course,
no.
the Antimatter Legion show up and are like, guys, come on, let us in. We promise we're not going to destroy anything. Okay, and that was a lie. Okay, we're joshing you. We're going to do a little bit of destroying.
We're gonna take over.
Starting a 30-year-long war, pushing humanity to its brink. And in desperation, Alyssa Rand hits up the Stellaron and is like, hey, Mr. Stellaron, so can you, like, help us get rid of the Antimatter Legion? You can use any means necessary. By any means necessary. Yep. You do realize I'm a Stellaron, right?
Yes.
Bringer of calamity, destruction, disaster.
Meh.
What's the worst that could happen? Okay. So the Stellaron decides to turn the thermostat down a bit. The Antimatter Legion go, "Brrr, it's cold, I'm out of here. Congratulations, Alyssa, you've successfully repelled the Antimatter Legion. Yay!
Yippee!
What's the catch? You've wiped out all other life and made this planet totally uninhabitable.
Boo!
Fuck. And thus begins the Eternal Freeze until we show up. So what's the storyline of
yippee!
Jarilo-VI?
We're here.
Bitch be wildin'. We rock up in our space train, knock over some
Heck
trash
yeah.
cans, kick some Antimatter Legion ass, and we're all like, don't worry guys, we're here to save you from the Stellaron.
Are we not like that every single time we go somewhere? I feel like every single time we pull up to somewhere new, we're always like, don't worry, we are here to save you, my dude. I feel like that is our catchphrase as a trailblazer.
To which Kekolia replies, oh, you here to save us? Is that what I heard? Go to jail. Because little do we know, the Stellaron has actually been whispering in her ear, being like, psst, hey, wouldn't it be bants if you just, I don't know, destroyed the world and rebuild it anew? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I love Code Geass. Boys, what are we saying? She a 10, but she wants to wipe out all life from the planet. So the entire storyline of this arc is just us trying to take down a mom who's gone a bit loop-de-loop. And it all comes down to one final showdown where
this is kind of a
everyone
sick boss
teams up.
fight.
Nameless versus Stellaron. Mother versus daughter.
With
where
the cool
we
boss fight.
immediately get stabbed. Well, guys,
Correct.
that's it.
Pack
Game
it up.
over.
Pack it up.
It's over.
We made a choice, go fight against your fate.
I love. He added the cutscene, added the music. Mwah, chef's kiss. Heck yeah.
We get that
And his
double
reaction
tip-off,
to
and
it.
Get a new preservation form
Nice.
and beat the fuck out of her with the power of rock music and this giant
Heck yeah.
fucking robot bloody mega fisting her into the ground. God damn, this sequence was awesome. Wait a minute.
It was good. I agree.
Oh, man. Bronya, having killed Kekolia with her own hands, is left in tears, knowing she did the right
Understandable.
thing, but still processing the death of her own mom. Then March 7th comes in like, hey guys, wasn't that so fun? Let's go to the
Typical
pub
March
and grab a
7th
pint.
behavior.
The Stellaron is sealed, Bronya becomes Supreme Guardian, the underworld is opened up, no more
Yippee.
stinky people, and of course, Zila and Bronya continue being
Kissy friends.
Job done. Now we move on to
Luofu.
it's China. It's just China.
We're going to China.
Humans, furries, and scalies live in unison on these ships, with each ship housing different races and cultures with names I can barely pronounce. Here you can find people like Space Kongming, Kindergarten Death Battle, Sassy Lost Child version 2, Daniel, the cooler Daniel, and Blade, the embodiment of Black Air Force energy, literally saving up centuries of hatred, going around looking for just one thing. A way to die. And he looks like this. And he calls himself Blade. Bro is canonically hundreds of years old and hasn't mentally matured past the age of 14. Now for this story, we're just focusing on Luofu. But it is just one of 6 ships, all together forming the Xianzhou Alliance, which can also be split up into different divisions run by different groups of people that sometimes have guilds within them, causing factions within factions within factions within factions within factions. Meaning every character we meet here has a title about as long as your average light novel name, like they jack off every time Daenerys Targaryen introduces herself. It would take this entire video length just to break down every faction within this one ship. So we are going to focus on what is most important for the main conflict, and that revolves around the long life species that you can find on the ship, which are species that can live long lives,
for a long time,
as opposed to the short life species, or baby men, which is what I imagine they're called by the long life species. First off, we have Foxians, who are fox-like beings with fox-like characteristics, and on the furry scale, they land about here. That's
semi-furry.
Right?
I think that's where I land too, isn't it? Guys, where do I land on this scale? Semi? Question mark?
I think that's still good. You know what? Let me check with my local furry expert. Yo, D, how does that look?
What the fuck? How would I know?
Come on, D. You know why.
So don't worry, Face Charming. You guys are still safe. It's not too late yet. Xenozone Zero players, please seek professional help.
What? What? Catching strays for the Poltra massage teaser.
We got the Vidaharas.
I will say though, he's not wrong. If there was the most gooner game, it would be ZZZ ... exclamation mark.
The Mahara. Vidimen. These are people with dragon-like characteristics who are functionally immortal.
Dragon Man.
But instead of going through one long lifespan, they go through a cycle of rebirth, where after a certain age, they get reborn while their body gets repaired and lose all their memories, in a process the FBI calls Schrodinger's Lolly, where characters can canonically be both 13 and 1300 years old at the same time. And lastly, we got the Xian...
No, there's definitely more... There's definitely way worse games in the gacha universe than Zenless on Zero. I was specifically referring to the Hoyo first of games when I said that statement.
Xianzhou natives, who bring the main beef to this all-you-can-eat buffet. Many years ago, the Xianzhou Alliance traveled the stars to search for immortality, where they just happened to run into the Aeon of Abundance, Yaoshi. Now Yaoshi, she's a giving Aeon, maybe a bit too giving, but don't worry about this part of the title. She sees everyone turn up asking for immortality, and she's like, you get immortality, and you get immortality, and you get immortality.
Oprah.
What's this I'm holding in my hand? It's just, don't worry about it.
Your hand.
So she plants this big-ass tree called the Ambrosia Arbor that allows anyone who eats its fruits to become immortal. Yay for trees, guys! We love trees! But unfortunately for the Xianzhou natives, they get so much immortality and live for so long that eventually they fall into madness and the body mutates into this
monkey paw
like thing that they call Mara Strike. And so once everyone realizes that immortality isn't everything it's cracked up to be, they all start to turn on this all-giving Aeon of Abundance. And it's like, fuck you, fuck everything you stand for, fuck all your followers, and fuck your stupid little arms. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of feel bad for Yaoshi. Like, aside from this, there was also a time when the Foxians were going through a famine on their planet. So in desperation, they ask Yaoshi to give them some food. She plants so much food for them that eventually it spurs a population explosion that kills their ecosystem and destroys their planet. Like, when are people going to learn that her name is the Eon of Abundance? Not the Eon of, okay, just tell me when. Yeah.
Eon of Abundance, so she's going to do everything over to the point of drastic extent in abundance. And as you guys can see, that's not a good thing.
That's good.
Thanos was right all along.
Okay, yeah, you can stop now. That's enough slices! Because in response to the immortality epidemic, everyone on the who changes their path to the path of the hunt. Now, the path of the hunt is similar in philosophy to the path to destruction, but unlike Nanook, who is like, fuck everyone, the hunt is more like, fuck you, just you.
Just you?
Fuck you in particular. Like the Eon of the Hunt, Lan, is the self-proclaimed sworn enemy of abundance and will go around endlessly eradicating any followers of Yaoshi. Bro's got more generational hatred than Dio does for the Joestar lineage. And poor Yaoshi is just in the corner, sitting down, going like, guys, I don't mean to victim blame. But you literally did ask for it. So they commit a bit of casual deforestation, destroying this immortality granting trees because fuck trees. Am I right? What the fuck are trees on? Supplying oxygen and immortality to people.
Screw them.
I spit on you. So what's the Luofu storyline? It's this tree. And a Stellaron.
Oh my gosh.
Of course it's a Stellaron.
A Stellaron.
We hear a rumor that there's a Stellaron.
Oh my gosh, no way. This mysterious thing returns again. I wonder if they're ever going to give us like a chapter on Stellarons only or something.
On board the from Kafka. And you know what happens when Kafka goes fetch? We go. And it seems like someone's gone and fucking done it by planting a Stellaron at the root of this tree, causing it to resurrect along with this dear
It was really pretty.
But who could have done such a thing? Turns out, not everyone agrees that immortality is a bad thing, so they all gather together in secrecy, forming this weird-ass group called the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, who looked at the way everyone was hating on Yaoshi and was like, I know Yaoshi, yeah, she crazy, man. She fucking sucks. God, I hate her. God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, I secretly fuck with this. Little do we know that there's a real mastermind orchestrating everything from behind the scenes. That's revealed to us at breakneck speed.
Oh, yes.
Yep, it was a
I
real
remember that.
twist.
I
Someone
remember
got
that.
Thanos snapped out of existence. All right, I'm gonna go watch some TikTok chiropractor videos now. You'll never be able to
guess
a good
reveal
this time, lads. That's right. The fucking Antimatter Legion are at it again. And this time is one of their head honchos,
Not the
Fantilia,
twist.
who is one of Nanook's emanators. And she takes the form of, God damn.
Ah, yes.
Pretty sure Thanos had to clap for this one. Yes, this entire thing was just the Antimatter Legion trying to destroy the Luofu from within. And they would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for Dan Heng, who is secretly a dragon person. Because Dan Heng is actually the reincarnation of Dan Feng, the cooler Daniel. Not to be confused with Dan Sung or Dan Dung, who also has a history with Blade, because they used to be really good friends, but not too good of friends. But according to some of the lore you can find in some of the relic sets,
guys, were they kissy friends or no? I don't know.
They were what you call bosom friends. Hey, yo, what? But that's all in the past now, because Blade actually hates Dan Heng, because Dan Heng was previously Dan Feng, and Dan Feng committed a crime which caused Blade to be immortal. So Blade now hates Dan Feng, but he got reincarnated to Dan Heng, so they are no longer bosom friends, they are bosom enemies.
Wow.
Now kiss. They're just enemies, guys. So
I knew it was coming. I knew he would add it.
Get another team up. Dan Feng returns and parts the fucking waterway, Moses style. We take down the second mummy boss of this game so far. And this boss music is an absolute prop.
It is a good music.
Done. All right, this video is getting a bit long, so what do we got next? Fuck my life. Welcome to Penacony, the land of festivities.
Goodness.
Where the game
I am so excited for him to break down Penacony. There has been so much shenanigans that happen in this section of the story, the ups and the downs, and I'm excited to see how he explains Aventurine. I am so excited.
It's just taking a few hours to complete all the story missions too. A lot more.
Like
this world
16
is the
hours,
legally
I don't know.
distinct Disneyland for people who look like this, bringing in the wealthiest and most privileged individuals from all around the universe thanks to its main attraction, the Dreamscape.
The Dreamscape.
Our friends are awake and asleep.
Hi, Clocky.
Fuck me, is that Tiki Mouse? The Dreamscape is like if Inception and The Matrix had one big incestuous baby. It's a lucid dream world you share with all the other attendees there where anything is possible. Get blackout drunk without having a hangover? Go for it.
Possible.
Oh, that's just fucking Tuesday at Spoons, innit? Gacha! In your gacha game. Because spending your real life money...
There's also slots in this area too, because you know what? There's encouraging.
Money wasn't enough. Not even fall damage can kill you, which would be relevant if Star Rail actually had a jump button. Here we'll run into people like Dr. L+ Ratio, the real gacha man. My little sister. My little sister can't be this cute. And just another totally normal cute anime girl here. Nothing to see here, guys. Just
nothing to
cute
see here.
Collection. And of course, season 20 of my favorite HoYoverse anime. Can a girl-girl friendship survive? Now, kids.
Oh.
I need an adult. This is also where we get introduced to a plethora of new factions because they've invited everyone under the sun to attend. So I'm going to try and keep this as fast as possible. Starting things off with one of the biggest factions in the Honkai Star Rail universe, the IPC. The IPC is like if the IRS, Amazon, and the S&P 500 came together and made one big
explanation of
baby.
it.
And don't ask why I keep saying incestuous baby, it's not that deep. It is the mega corporation of mega corporations, controlling all business transactions from across the universe.
That was a good description.
Its mere concept is enough to give Jeff Bezos the biggest morning wood of his life. They supposedly follow our old friend Clipoff, the Eon of Preservation,
but...
Oh
no, I just realized you can't be giving Jeff Bezos any ideas. Now he's going to want to come up with his own dreamscape, man.
The IPC believes, unlike the architects from Jarilo-VI, that they need one thing and one thing only to help Clipoff meet their goals. Money. And they've sent one of their representatives adventuring to try and get some of those big fat Penacony profits, which is on brand because one of his attacks is literally beating the fuck out of you with money. He's not even rich. He's just reckless about spending his money. Honestly, I vibe with that. We have the Galaxy Rangers, which in this case comes in the form of Boot Hill, who is a space cowboy and is like playing Red Dead Redemption 2 with parental controls on.
Son of a nice lady.
There's Acheron, who pretends to be a Galaxy Ranger, but really her true identity is the Emanator of Nihility, which makes her pretty damn powerful. Now, Nihility is all about a state of nothingness or non-existence, so I don't know how she got the job, but I assume it went something along the lines of...
You're hired.
You got the job. Wait, what?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I can see it. I see the vision. I see the vision.
There's Black Swan. Now, her whole thing becomes a lot more relevant in the next world, so we'll come back to her. There's this one girl from a faction called the Masked Fools, who is not too relevant right now, but I just want to mention their Eon, because their entire path philosophy seems to be Lamau. Why not? Like this one time, made one of their emanators a worm. A fucking worm. Like, can you just imagine all the Eons out there vying for power, and Aha's just there in the corner like...
A worm.
He turned into a worm. Funniest shit I've ever seen. The Stellaron Hunters are back at it again, this time...
Bro, I wonder if all the Aeons are like, can we kick Aha out? Vote to kick Aha out of here.
In Firefly, who has a sad backstory because she has space cancer or some shit, but most importantly, she takes you on a date. A date. And then she ended up crashing top-up services and breaking every revenue record Star Rail had on release. Like, come on, guys.
She definitely broke records.
Simple creatures? Are we just that easy to manipulate? Why are you showing footage of my Firefly? And all these different factions gather together on Penacony because Penacony is run by a group called The Family. That's run by a man named Gopher Wood, who has 2 adopted children in Sunday and Space Taylor Swift. And their security is run by...
Okay, I mean, Robin, kind of Space Taylor Swift, kind of accurate. He has a point.
Right here. Finally, Star Rail adding a proper daddy to their roster.
I'm 13.
Goddamn. My boy's aging at the speed of light.
What?
And their history ties right into the founding and main storyline of Penacony, because before Penacony was this luxury vacation spot, it was a barren desert with a rather embarrassing leakage problem. Because it was leaking Memoria. What is Memoria? It's memory cum. Alright, if you want a more detailed explanation, Memoria is the substance.
You should have just left it at that. No, we don't need another explanation. You should have just left it at that. Memory cum. Man.
That serves as a vessel for human memories and consciousness that seems to be some sort of physical manifestation of memories or mental energy that can sometimes gloop together in high concentration and can have a negative impact if a normal human is exposed to it for too long. It's memory cum. So the IPC sees this and thinks, money. turning Penacony into a prison planet where they send all their prisoners to help fix the memorial leaks. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I was meant to be mining, I think. Yes, everyone thought Penacony was meant to be Vegas, but think about it. Former prison colony, barren deserts, pokies everywhere you look. This is fucking space Australia.
Oh.
Eventually, the prisoners spend so much time around Memoria that they begin losing their absolute dicks and they start to enter a shared dream world, like the ultimate VR gamers in a shared server. Now, what do all gamers dream of doing together? That's right. Rising up. They rise up against the IPC, take back the planet, and of course this is the perfect time for a Stellaron to come in and be like, well, hello there.
Perfect.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Bro, Stellarons just be floating, and then the minute something happens, they're like, should I intervene? No, not yet. Okay, let's go intervene now. Okay, let's go. And then they appear, and they're like, haha, we're here.
The planet in utter chaos.
Bro, Stellarons controlled by Aha. Confirmed. I'm kidding.
This is when Xipe, the Eon of Harmony, descends down and tells them, yes, it is I, the Eon of Harmony. Can you, like, stop being so not harmonious and stuff? Nice rack! So Xipe helps the prisoners integrate into the family. They split up into 7 different factions, which eventually becomes 5, giving them control over Penacony with no more IPC. Yay! We did it, guys! We beat capitalism! And so then the family thinks to themselves, wait, guys, hear me out. Crazy idea.
Hear me
what
out.
What if we turn this shared dream world into a commercialized vacation spot where all the rich people spend all their money, and we can even throw this big festival called the Charmley Festival, where we only invite the most important people from around the universe to attend. Yay! Capitalism!
Yay!
Now, as followers of the Harmony, a path all about getting along well with each other through mutual trust and cooperation, you'd think the family would be just a bunch of chill dudes. Well, that would be the case if the leader wasn't secretly getting his dick wet for another Eon. See, Eons might seem like these immortal, everlasting, godlike beings, but they can actually be slain, and some of them can even be absorbed into other Eons, which is exactly what happened to Enna, the Eon of Order. Now, Enna is all about controlling the masses through strict oppressive means to maintain order. She is the final form of your Asian mum when you tell her you're getting an art degree. But like every good Minecraft YouTuber, bitch just became irrelevant, and eventually Xipe came along and assimilated Enna inside of her, which is essentially an Aeon getting bored to death. I don't know why I wrote that sentence. But unfortunately for Penacony, this Asian mom is the Eon that the head of the family secretly follows. They don't want the new hotness. They want old and busted. And so the head of the family comes up with this plan to resurrect Enna and leaves it to his adopted son, Sunday, to enact it. Now, Sunday is a man with a strong personal philosophy. He just wants everyone to be happy, even if that happiness comes from sheltering people from the harsh realities of the world by force. And he thinks this way because he saw a bird fly.
To make its sacred appearance. He saw the bird and the dove talk to him and talk to him and talk to him and talk to him. I was waiting.
Okay,
He's
well,
back.
there we go. All right, I'll leave you for a second. We'll come back to him.
He
wants to activate the Stellaron, putting Penacony into a permanent dream world where people can't wake up from it. It will be a perfect paradise with no conflict, no pain, no suffering, and no illness, where people are completely unaware that it's a dream.
That's how good it was.
Oh, he's the bad guy, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Free will. People don't get free will. Yay for free will. I always choose free will.
Question
I
mark.
say 3 hours into my TikTok scrolling sesh being mindlessly fed videos I didn't choose, finding my life increasingly dictated by algorithms.
Honey, do you need to be talking about something? You got something to tell us? I feel like we're going on a little ramble here.
Yeah. Because if there was one thing Sunday didn't account for...
Is that some sort of Honkai thing I don't get? What's the bird? It is a Honkai thing that you do not get. It is like a big meme to the story in Penacony about the dove. And when the dove shows up multiple times. If you ever end up playing through Penacony and Honkai Star Rail, you will understand the meme. I don't want to spoil it, and I don't want to spoil it if anyone's watching this video, but that's basically what it is.
It was us, the Trailblazer, because we turn up to the final battleground.
That's what we do.
He's still talking about the bird. Let's give him a minute. I'm sure he's almost finished.
8
He's
hours
not.
later.
He's not.
A cage for it.
Oh, shit. Because we turn up to the final battleground because a little birdie wants to for fuck's
Then
sake.
he
And this all
continues.
culminates in one of the most
It's basically, he's like, what would you do if you released the bird or you gave him a home forever? That's how that conversation went, and it just went on and on and on in similar fashions to that.
moments of the game so far where we take on this heavenly mechanical conductor thing while fucking Space Taylor Swift sings in the background and we
was
throw
kind
our
of epic.
goddamn train at it. Yes, we beat
It was
the final
epic
boss
with
by
the
driving
train.
a fucking train into it. It was fucking beautiful.
It was
Look, guys,
beautiful.
all I'm saying is,
It
I'm not
was.
an Idol fan,
but
but the aftermath.
Bro, I still gotta watch that. If you're watching this video on YouTube and my Twitch chat chime in too, are we down to watch the Honkai concerts? I have never seen any of the Honkai concerts. I've never watched any Hoyo concerts across the platform, even the CCC one. I've watched, I watched one FanFest thingy, and I think it was Wuthering Waves, so I don't even think that was Zenless on Zeros. So if you guys are interested in more content like that, please let me know down in the comments below and or in chat, and I will definitely look into setting those up. I will do them on stream and upload them to YouTube after the edited version. But if you guys want them, I am totally down to do them. And he didn't talk about Aventurine betraying us. He did mention Aventurine, and I mean, like, this chapter is so long that he has to summarize it into, 5-10 minutes. But there was no talk about Aventurine doing his little silly come up on stage and see me and betraying us.
IPC come back and acquire some shares of Penacony, which somehow ends in us getting 5%, which, I mean, yay, capitalism!
Yay!
And then Black Swan hitches a ride with the Astro Express along with the newly reformed Sunday
Yay!
as well. All right, Sunday, I know you just tried to take over Penacony, but we're cool with that. We're cool. I can forgive that. Just, if you're gonna be here, can you just not talk about any birds? Is that cool? Are you cool with that?
No. Nuh-uh.
All right. Let's fly off to our next destination. This brings us to our final stop so far and Star Rail's most ambitious story yet. Amphoreus. Now, at the time of writing this, Amphoreus' arc is not currently finished, so we're not going to get too heavy into spoilers, so I'll just give you a basic overview of what this world is about. Welcome to the world of God of War. In space, a world themed about the Greek mythos that nobody knows anything about. It's so shrouded in mystery that even Akavili did not visit this place when he was trailblazing around the universe.
Akavili said no.
Mate, get with it. How the fuck do you miss this place?
He didn't want to come
here. The only reason we know
here.
anything about it is because of Black Swan. Remember when he said we'd come back to well? Well, Black Swan is a member of the Garden of Recollection, and they follow the Eon Fuli, the Eon of Remembrance. This path is all about preserving memories and keeping records of everything that's happened so no one forgets anything, which is useful for anyone over the age of 30. Because if you've been paying close attention, you may notice that every world's been themed around a certain path. We've gone from preservation to abundance to harmony, and now we are here at Remembrance. We even get our own remembrance powers by adopting this cute little pink feline called Mem, who stays with us on our journey and constantly talks in our ears. And wait a minute.
Oh no. Oh no. I knew it was coming. I knew.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. But what is this world all about? Well, remember at the start of the video when I said try not to be intimidated by the amounts of eons out there? Well, apparently that wasn't enough information because Amphoreus has its own godlike beings that are not eons or emanators. They're called Titans, and they created the world of Amphoreus. And there are
Oh my gosh. Attack on Titan, X Honkai Star Rail collab incoming. You heard here right first. You did not hear here right. Oh my gosh, this is why we don't film videos at 3 a.m. in the morning. Jesus. You heard here. Or you heard right here. I'm done. I'm done. Play.
12 of them. Oh god, by the end of this game, I swear, Star Rail's gonna have more mythology than actual mythology. Alright, lock in gang, because I'm gonna go over this pretty quickly.
Yeah. AOT time. Perfect. Perfect. Guys, you getting all this?
To the planet.
You guys get that? I got that. Ready for the pop quiz. That was fantastic.
All right, you get all that?
Good night, Governor.
No.
No.
No one was listening? Well, that's okay, because unless you actually want to deep dive on how each Titan story ties into the world, all you really need to know is that all of these Titan came from these things called core flames that was given to Amphoreus by an even higher god. Who is this higher god? I don't know. I'll never tell. XOXO, Gossip Girl. I don't actually know. The most notable Titan you should be aware of, though, is Kefle, the world-bearing Titan,
here we
who
go.
created the humans of this world and is the site of humanity's last stronghold. Because everything was chill until the Black Tide came along and fucked everything up.
Of course.
It's the Black Tide this time and not a Stellaron?
It's a Stellaron in disguise.
Stellaron! Stellaron! Where are you? I know you're hiding somewhere here, you son of a bitch. The Black Tide is this mysterious corrupting force that turns people into fucking fent-out tweakers. It destroyed multiple cities and turned several of the Titans mad. And so, to avoid corruption, Kefle just goes, dun 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 dun, fucking blue screens himself, but not before bestowing a prophecy upon humanity. 12 chosen heroes with golden blood will appear, strong enough to defeat the Titans and take their core flames, ascending to become demigods. Only then will humanity come.
Well, humanity come.
Prosperity.
I
said come. These heroes will be known as the Amphoreus 5-star units. All the Chrysosairs. And that's the basic premise of Amphoreus.
That was
we
fantastic.
Go around kicking the shit out of the Titans with the Chrysosairs, jacking their core flames, and letting HoYoVerse spend their budget on these very beautiful alt animations. You have Tribios, who despite her looks is already a demigod, along with Aglaya, who has the core flame of the Titan of Romance. And all I'm saying is, she can romance me any other.
She can romance me.
Castris, who is
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Mood.
She's okay. Nothing much to say about her story, actually. And of course, you have Mighty and Phynon. Mighty, who is an Angie boy, who I swear to God is trying to compete with Sung Jin Woo for Aura Farmer of the Year. And then you have Phynon.
Okay, fair.
Who is a
Sung
good
Jin
boy.
Woo from Solo Leveling.
The goodest of boys.
The goodest of boys.
He, goes through a lot. Together they make a great team, except they would do if they weren't bitter rivals who compete in absolutely everything they do. But guys, it's actually really early because they actually care about each other and they're just trying to bring out the best in each other because they're the best of friends, but they would never admit that because they're bitter rivals.
Bitter rivals. That... Excuse me? Excuse me? No. What are these dialogues? What is going on? What? Who edited it? No. Let's see it. No. Why? Okay. Yeah. Fair. You know what? Fair.
You know, I would say now kiss.
It had to be there.
But I'm pretty sure they already kiss each other goodnight. And that's the setup for Amphoreus in a nutshell, which is the bare bones surface level explanation for all the things hiding underneath this world. I will say there have been some developments in the overarching story arc, but what I will say is that compared to previous arcs, the setup and execution is actually far more straightforward than what we've seen in Star Rail before. We are just over halfway through the story arc right now, and I will say, as an aside, it is actually shaping up to be my favorite Star Rail story arc and world so far.
Sponsorship! Take the money. No, take the money.
That leads us to the final development in the Honkai Star Rail universe. The fated crossover with Fate Stay Night's Unlimited Blade Works. I see what he did there. Woo! We fucking did it, guys! I don't know how, but it actually happened.
We did it!
Now, this storyline isn't like all the previous storylines we covered. This is more of a side story. Think of it as a beach episode with no beach and just a holy grail. We head back to Penacony, where one of the heads of the families, Oti, was messing around, where he just stumbles upon a holy grail. But not just any holy grail, it is a mini holy grail. Bro, I'm lucky enough to find 5 pounds in my pocket, and then there's this guy stumbling upon a bloody holy grail. And so he decides to host his own mini holy grail war. Now, any true Fate fan would know that the holy grail war is always held in secret with no way for the public to know. But this one is different. OT holds a public Holy Grail war, and I assume charges people more than your average influencer boxing match to watch
It is
the
a tournament
bloodbath
arc.
unfold. 4 summon famous people from Penacony, where some of them mess up and accidentally summon some familiar faces from a different
that's
universe.
cool. I haven't played the Fate event.
Wait, wrong universe,
That's
wrong universe.
cool.
As one of the
All the
masters,
Hibokas pull up?
Trailblazer accidentally summons the King of Knights themselves.
Interesting.
Saber, Adventurine somehow summons Archer. And of course, Boot Heel gets our favorite son of a nice lady, Lancer, who is alive. And Berserker's master...
Wait. We can't... Is Lancer supposed to be playable? Or will he be playable one day? I don't know. Or is he just there to be there?
Servant is... OT? He's Berserker,
Lancer's not- he's
Star
just there
Rail's
to be there?
master and servant. But we have Berserker right over there. And that's it. The collaboration is out right now, so whether you're a Fate fan or a Star Rail player or you're both, go get it while you can, gamers. And
Or you're both?
that completes my very quick rundown of Honkai Star Rail. Look, this game has only been out for about 3 years, and I'm not gonna lie, there is so much lore and so much story to go through that I had to cut a ridiculous amount out of some of these worlds. This all
You did a
was
good
all
job,
meant to
though.
just be a very basic introduction into the entire world and story of Star Rail, and
It's a
even
good
then,
job.
it somehow is even longer than my Fate video. So if you want to get the full picture, there are already some very talented content creators covering this topic, or you know what? You can just go play the game yourself, because while this is the
Go
short
do it.
version,
Go play
I will
Honkai.
categorically say this now,
It's fun.
that there will never be a long version from me.
Until... Bro,
But who
he
knows what
creates
the
a
future
log
holds.
version? I'm so in there. Woof, woof.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video.
It
Once
was.
again, thank you very
Thank you
much
so
to
much.
HoYoVerse for sponsoring today's video. You can check out the Honkai Star Rail Fate collab right now by clicking that link in the description to
Yes.
check it out for yourself. But guys,
It's a
extra,
fun
extra
collab,
add-on, I am
guys.
doing a one-time only theater premiere for my anime, Ban. It is going to be on the 24th of August at 6 p.m. at the Grand Cinema Sunshine,
Ban. I still
Ikebukuro
gotta
in
watch this
Japan.
too.
I'm excited, but
Guys, we
very,
can watch it on
very
stream.
nervous to show you
'Cause he
guys
allows
what I've
us.
been working on. So if you want to join me for what
Guys,
is
are we watching
possibly
it on stream?
the biggest night of my career so far, you can get tickets at barnpremiere.ptrix.com. Links
Thank
in the
you.
description below as well. But yeah, even though this was a sponsored video, this took
it was
a
a
lot of
good
work.
sponsored
Way
video,
more
though.
work than any of my
Fantastic.
usual videos. So want to give a quick shout out to my editing team and just my
Yes.
team in general for
Shout out
helping
to
me make
everyone.
this video. There is absolutely no way I could have done this by myself or with just one person. As you can hopefully
He is one of the
tell,
Trash Taste
even though
guys,
this
yes.
was a sponsored video, they put their everything into this. And I
Yes.
think they earned a much needed break. And guys, just a quick update. The seasonal summer anime in a nutshell video will be a little bit late this season because I've been
was
kind of
doing this.
busy working on this mega project and also working on another mega project, which is an anime. So I apologize for that
Two banger
video
back-to-backs.
coming a little bit later this season, but it is still coming.
I knew you would come.
I
Anyway,
knew
though,
you
that's
would
been it
come.
for me for today. I've been Gigguk, and I'll see you all
Bye, Gigguk.
next time.
Bye.
Honk.
All right, I thought that was fantastic. Honkai is such a big storyline, gameplay-wise, chapter-wise, lore-wise. That video was 47 minutes long, and I feel like he did a fantastic job at summarizing it up to an ability where you can understand it. You know what I mean? Like, he could have went further into a whole bunch of more detail. He really could have. But it comes to a point where, like, if you're going to go into all that detail, then it's a super long video. So he kept it concise. He condensed it all. It was pretty good. He missed some things, but that's inevitable when you're trying to do one of these videos. He did touch upon, I think, all the important parts. Like you said, Ampho is not done, so it's kind of hard to touch upon a chapter that's not done. And by the time he was filming this 2 months ago, right? But regardless of that, I think it was fantastic. Like I said, he is linked down below if you want to go check out his channel. He does a whole bunch of anime content and he does some gacha content like this. So go check it out down below. Thank you guys so much for watching another video with me here on YouTube. Remember, hit that like and subscribe button. Take care, and I will catch you guys all on the flip side. Goodbye, everyone.